And whereas current and substantial scientific studies of medically accredited institutions have determined that vaccine effectiveness had conclusively demonstrated the benefit of COVID-19 vaccines in reducing severe disease and hospitalizations. However, the impact of vaccines regarding community transmission of SARS-CoV-2 among vaccinated and unvaccinated is not significant.
So I had very strong feelings. So when the vaccines became available, we all thought that we no longer were at transmission risk. I had friends who would say, yeah, come on over. Did you get a vaccination? I'd say, yeah. So we all got together and with family and friends. Well, that quickly changed. Data became available that I was just as likely to transmit COVID-19 as someone who wasn't vaccinated. And that data has evolved over time to the point that it's negligible and maybe statistically not meaningful, that if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, you pose the same risk to the other people in your community. And the current data is very clear.
Thank you, Council Member. I just want to correct a little bit of erroneous information you just shared. So I just looked on the King County dashboard, and according to it, in the last 30 days, if you are unvaccinated, you are 7 times more likely to test positive for COVID. You're 40 times more likely to be hospitalized for COVID, and you're 32 times more likely to die of COVID. And so I just want to correct the record on some of the information that was shared that was not correct.
So Mayor, I appreciate that. However, I never said that there wasn't a higher risk for the individual who is not vaccinated. In fact, in the resolution, I mentioned that. What I said was, it is conclusively demonstrated the benefits of COVID-19 vaccines in reducing severe disease and hospitalizations. That's been borne out. However, the impact of vaccines regarding community transmission of SARS-CoV-2 among vaccinated and unvaccinated is not significant. So yes, you are taking a personal risk by not being vaccinated, but you're not posing a community risk.
I'm here to correct the record. There's been lots of science and data and talk about numbers. Some people have stated some facts. Other people have tried to refute those facts by correcting the record. King County has a dashboard. It's really convenient with colors and big numbers. But it also has fine print, and that fine print tells the truth. So if we look at these numbers, there's multiple multipliers that say who's more dangerous than the other person. And down here at the bottom, there's colors. There's blue and there's orange. I'm going to read to you. During the Omicron surge, which is since December 1st of 2021 through now, this dashboard, directly off of King County's website today, says people who are not fully vaccinated are 2.3 times more likely to test positive for COVID-19 than the boosted. The boosted. The fire department doesn't have a booster mandate. The fire department is a mix of people who have voluntarily boosted and have a 1 or 2 dose full vaccination course. So you can dive in and you can click a button at the bottom that gives you all of that data. And during the Omicron surge, if you look at the full data of all individuals who have received a vaccine, either a first course and or boosted together, that reads people who have been vaccinated for COVID-19 are 1.04 times more likely to contract COVID than the unvaccinated. It's King County's own data. If you do the math, if you actually look at the numbers, you can't compare me to a boosted workforce because Redmond's workforce is not boosted. Now let's look at today's current data. The past 30 days, King County's dashboard says people who are not fully vaccinated are 1.1 times more likely to contract COVID than the boosted. That means we're the same. But if you take those numbers and you look at the unvaccinated as well, the unboosted as well, people who have been vaccinated for COVID-19 are 1.4 times more likely to contract COVID than me. That's King County's own data. So I'm being told I'm more dangerous and that I'm putting the public at risk. But the very data that's being used to refute council members is being skewed. Read the fine print. Look at the numbers. Read the studies yourself.